Hi Ben, happy Boss Appreciation Day. We have a little something for you. Enjoy.
One word to describe Ben is donut lover.
Did you say donut lover?
Yeah, isn't that what we talked about?
No, we were gonna say charismatic.
No, we were gonna say entrepreneurial.
I can't say that word.
3, 2, 1.
Passionate. Alana said nothing.
Hungry.
Driven.
Passionate.
Articulate.
Mentor.
Talkative. Driven.
Concise.
Strategery.
One word to describe Ben is impossible for me to do. So I'm gonna go with many. I will say fun, positive, happy, driven, inspiring, fearless, and
passionate. So Ben is a super passionate guy no matter what he does, but definitely passionate about business, passionate about Blue Corona, passionate about growth, success, and watching all of us kind of develop and grow.
Ben is the bomb.com.
We were just talking about our favorite memories, and there are so many. One that particularly came to mind was the time you decided to go on the Chase Wolf diet, and Chase messed with your lunch by, what did you do, Chase?
We stole it and we put a note in your lunchbox that said, "We don't eat on Tuesdays." We forgot to tell you.
The irony is now that you starve yourself.
My favorite Ben story by far is the time that he let me tell a solicitor that he couldn't come to the phone because he had explosive diarrhea. I was 100% certain I was gonna get fired. I actually went home and cried, but he thought it was just as funny as I did, and that's the perfect example of how much fun we have at work all the time.
I've worked at a lot of different places and had a lot of different managers, some at large corporations and other small businesses, and I can honestly say that Ben is the best leader I've ever worked for. He does what he says he's going to do. He walks the walk, and that is an amazing leader to want to follow. And I'm definitely grateful for his work ethic and everything he puts into making Blue Corona what it is, and has everything he has done to make Blue Corona what it is today.
What I have found is that you create an environment where only awesome people can work here. And I love working with everybody here. And the most important takeaway I have is that you truly believe in every one of your employees to think differently and to do big things. And I really am now passionate about growth, and I'm passionate about growing this business, and that's all because of you. So thank you, Ben.
My favorite story is by far, well, it's a tie between you pushing Colleen out of the way during an earthquake and you stepping on Zach and breaking your mouse when you saw a dead cicada on your desk. Those are two of my favorites.
It's been a long time.
The 10th higher law is change begins at the top, or as we say in Missouri, shit rolls downhill. Ben knows his shit.
One time Ben told me that we should replace the Blue Corona logo on the website with the poop emoji.
I think my favorite memory of Ben is not actually one memory, but a collection of reasons he's had to hang up with me on the phone. Once Becky was walking around the yard in heels or not safe shoes, and he had to stop and talk to her sternly about why she shouldn't do that because she might break her foot again. He was on the phone with me and he walked into his house and his dog had diarrhea everywhere, and I could hear the gagging noises, and he wasn't sure what to do, and one of his options was to just walk out of the house and let Becky deal with it when she got home, but he dealt with it. He hung up with me. Once I think one of his kids was throwing up or sick. Sometimes he's had to go because he's had to go to the bathroom really fast, so he always calls back.
So in closing, how would I describe Blue Corona?
Donuts and data, that's what Blue Corona does.
As CEO of Blue Corona, it's super important to me to get everyone involved in initiatives that we're working towards our lofty goals. So I like to bring the team in, or various components of the team, into quick meetings, 5-minute meetings, maybe 10-minute meetings, to make sure that they're all involved, and then I let them get back to their day. Yeah, it's confusing. but we'll get you all the leads, okay? All right. Talk to you later. Hey guys, can I borrow you for a quick meeting for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Sure. Great. Meet you in the conference room. Come on.
Ben always does this. I told him I have time, but I really don't. I actually have a lot of shit to do.
2 minutes left in the game. We have a client that needs our help. What do we do? Bailey. Jamie. There's no time for ums. Jerry. Yes, that's exactly what we do.
He's a really awesome guy that we have a lot to learn from.
Basically, when I talked to him on the phone, I knew that he had a lot to share, and I really wanted to learn from him, so it's very exciting to be here.
Yeah, and if this office dynamic is has anything to do with Ben, and then he's doing a great job, because everyone in here is awesome, and that's a direct reflection of Ben.
My favorite one is when we found out that we won the Inc. 500 for the first time, and we all went to Arizona to celebrate. That was me.
Oh, that's a sentimental.
Really, that was nice. Thanks.
My favorite life lesson that Ben has given me, which is always hedge your bets. And the first time this came about was not too long after I started working here, and he had just gotten back from the beach with his family, and he was telling a story about his son being out on the beach, and his son Jack was probably 4 or 5 at the time and was chasing around this one little girl consistently the whole day, spending a lot of time with her. They were really getting along, and I think Ben thought it was kind of cool to a certain extent, but maybe Jack was sort of overcommitting. So at the end of the day, he sat Jack down and said, you know, I like what you're doing out there. You're on the right track, but buddy, you gotta hedge your bets. And that's when I knew I was working for a very wise man.
Ben would call me on his way home from work every day, and it would be like a 45-minute conversation, and it would end when he would walk in the door, and I'd hear, "Daddy!" Like his 2 kids would run to the door and yell "Daddy," and I'd say "Hi Jack" and "Hi Kelly" on the phone, and then our conversation would be over, and it was a great way for me to end the day too, getting to talk to Ben and hear his kids say hello.
I think my favorite Ben story is the time when Alana got in a car accident, and which is probably a weird memory to have be your favorite, but it was the part when she called and said that she was in an accident, and Ben sprinted out of the office. He moved so fast to go and make sure that she was okay. And it's just nice to know that he cares, really cares about it.
It was very nice. But I have seen him sprint a couple times, and it's always when there's a donut on the central island.
Hello, it's me. I don't know you very well, so I'm just going to sing to talk about you and Blue Corona. This is really awkward, but it's great. It's almost as great as you.
Ben Landers is our idol.
President is his title.
We love
our boss.
We think
he rocks.
Can I borrow you for 5 minutes?
Here we go. It's tricky to grow a biz, but Ben does it. It's tricky. It's tricky, 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 tricky. He's picky when he comes to shit, but we love him. He's picky. He's picky, 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 picky. It's quickie when he wants to meet. We're just kidding. He's quickie.
Not really.
In all seriousness, Ben, thank you. From all of us, we we really appreciate everything that you do, and we wouldn't be here without you. So thanks, and happy Boss Appreciation Day.
He walks the walk, and to me that's an amazing thing to want to be behind. Well, that sounded weird.